been suffering from anxiety and panic attacks for 13 years now. It's manageable in the morning, but usually interrupts my sleep. It happens at night, waking me up multiple times, experiencing shortness of breath, palpitation, stiffness of my jaw, shoulders, and neck. Would like to know what kind of therapy or treatment would be best for me.
Wow. Well, 13 years, such a long time to suffer. My heart just breaks hearing that. Um, Such a long time for your sleep to be interrupted, sleep being so important. And yeah, and of course you would want to, seek help, know what to do.
That's so hard. I can't imagine too, like, of course, I have experienced some things, but for 13 years to be woken up in the middle of the night feeling that kind of bodily like reaction. I mean, that is just so intense on your body and on your mind and your spirit.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So, again, I kind of have a similar answer. I would go find, well, first of all, there is always a place to go to your primary care doctor, and determine if there's any physical issues going on, physiological issues that are contributing to that. And I think that's always a good idea to kind of cancel out and see if that's something contributing to that issue.
Right. I even think of if you need immediate, results or immediate, help,
Mm-hmm.
you needed to be on medication for a time. Like if that
Mm-hmm.
would help you to sleep, and that's not bad, right? Like we need sleep.
Exactly.
Like there are things that we need, basic human functions that if we don't have, like we're not a great person.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. There's so much help with medication. It can be, something to just kind of get you to a place where, you can then deal with whatever is the deeper issue going on,
Right.
causing that. Um, I would definitely, kind of like I talked about in the article, some of these grounding techniques can be helpful, just kind of immediate practices to do when you're in the moment. And
Yeah. So what would you suggest, I guess, specifically for grounding in the moment, in the middle of the night, waking up with shortness of breath and all of these things?
right, yeah. So focusing on the breathing, the deep breathing practice. Sometimes, a meditation um, uh, kind of practice, and I don't mean in a sense like like a mindless kind of Buddhist meditation ordeal there. I mean more of a intentional kind of focusing your mind on something that is soothing, that's life-giving, um, that may counter, if there's fear thoughts there, or panic thoughts, or something that may really just counter that for you.
Yeah, I don't know if you talk, I mean, I think one thing that has been helpful for me, and my struggles that I've had with anxiety has been grounding in a way that's like, okay, like what's around me? Like what color are the walls? What does this feel like? Using my senses. I know that that's a huge one for a lot of people. It's just like really interacting with your senses. So like, obviously you've got your senses. And so I'm like, what am I smelling? What does this feel like? What does this taste like? Things that really remind me that I'm still in control of my body.
Mhm. Right. And yeah, and so that can be helpful to just kind of get yourself through the night. And then during the day, it may feel like, oh, I'm okay now. I got through the night. I managed my day okay. But that can be kind of tricky and deceiving, because naturally, these kind of filters and defenses that we use to get through life come up to help us to get through the day.
Right.
And but then when we go to sleep at night, sometimes they come down, and that's when our, more vulnerable kind of beliefs and what's inside can show up.
For sure.
And
That's like the
so,
tossing and turning, right? That people
yeah,
experience,
yeah.
they're fine all day and then they get to the night and like it's like all the distractions are gone and you're
Mhm.
actually faced with your fears or stresses or whatever.
Right. so getting to talk about those things during the day, and that way um, you can work through, go through a process of working through a lot of that, and it doesn't have to show up all, at nighttime, ongoing, for years and years.
Mm. Yeah,
So,
that's good. Would you recommend, like, would you say that counseling would be a helpful option for this person or,
uh-huh.
yeah.
Yes, for sure. I think that's always a great avenue to explore. First go and check out, maybe some physiological things with your doctor and kind of, cancel that out. Um, and go and talk to someone, find a counselor, someone to just kind of talk to you about what's happening, what's going through your mind, and um, talk about just your experience in life, up to this point, what could be contributing, what's underneath there.
Yeah. That's good. Awesome. Well, thank you for that answer, Carrie. And for that question, I know it can be vulnerable to like really talk through, what you're experiencing. So I am thankful for just the vulnerability in that question.